Bro, stop being such a doomer. Now, what do I mean by doomer? I mean endlessly scrolling, consuming conspiracy theories, and allowing yourself to spiral into mental despair because of all of the negativity that's happening in the world. Listen, yes, the government lied. Yes, 2020 was a psyop. Yes, much of what you hear in the mainstream news and on the TV, actually not much, the vast majority, if not all of it, is complete BS and meant to subvert your mind. Yes, Epstein Island was a thing and is a thing. Most politicians are corrupt. Most of what you hear, even on social media, is meant to confuse you. Now, with all of that, what are you going to do with that information? You know, it's one thing to be awake, it's another thing to allow this to completely destroy your life, your productivity, and your sense of well being. Now, if you took off your tinfoil hat for a second and you went outside, you took a deep breath of fresh air, and you went outside in nature, you'd realize there's still so much beauty to life. And so these principalities, these powers that be, this great evil that exists in the world, that is governing the world in many ways. If you want to fight against all of this evil, do not let this stuff get to your mind. Okay, just like I said, it's one thing to be awake. It's a completely another thing to allow it to consume you. Because let me tell you something. By allowing it to consume you, you are letting them win. The same them and they that are contributing to this doom and gloom in the world, their intention, their sole intention is to subdue your spirit, is to subdue your optimism, your positivity, your enjoyment of life, and your willingness to strive forward for a better life. And so I have so many friends, and I know so many people, they get locked in this closet of despair and thinking that the world's coming to an end. It might be, it might not be. What if there are thousands of years left before the clouds are parted and Christ comes down on a chariot and separates us all? What if it's not tomorrow? Or what if it's in a year? We don't know the timing, right? It says in the Bible that the Lord will come like a thief in the night. We will not know the timing. Not even Jesus knows the timing, just God. So how does it serve you to get trapped in despair? How does it serve your spirit? How does it serve your family? How does it serve the life that you are trying to create? It does not. Instead, be aware of this great evil. Be aware of the doom and gloom. Be aware of all the lies. Of course, the one step to fighting against this is awareness. But what you do with that information is critical. I see so many guys not wanting to get in relationships, not wanting to start businesses, not wanting to become ambitious because they think the world is in a tailspin. Listen, it might be, but it's passing you by. Every day that you get trapped in this doom scrolling, when you're on Twitter or on Instagram or your social media platform of choice, where you are endlessly consuming negativity, let me tell you guys, I was one of these dudes, okay? And I speak to a lot of specifically young men. I feel like it's more young men that consume this, but this is to the young women as well, people of all ages. It is poison for your spirit and poison for your mind. You see, just like that quote, you are the sum of the people that you hang out with. You're also the sum of the media that you consume. So if all that media is negativity, if all that media is doom and gloom, if all that media is telling you that there's this great evil that governs the world, how do you think you're going to view life in general? Every day that you wake up, as cheesy as that sounds, is a gift. If you're healthy, that's a gift. If you have the ability to do what you want in this, at least as it is now, free world, that's a gift. So you can choose to get in shape. You can choose to start a business. You can choose to climb the ranks in your job. You can choose to be physically stronger in the gym. You can choose to start a family and become, again, as cheesy as that sounds, the change that you want to see. Trapping yourself in your basement or your mom's basement or in your apartment or in your house and consuming all of this stuff endlessly does nothing for you. We really saw this come to an apex in 2020 with all of this COVID nonsense, with all of the vaccine garbage, and now it's behind us. And I know for myself, it robbed me of a year or more of enjoyment because I was trapped in that place of despair and negativity. And I know I lost precious moments of my life. Okay, fine, talk about it. Okay, fine, be aware of it as well. But do not let it stop you from moving forward in your own life. We do not know when that time is going to come, when it all comes to a head and we either choose to get the mark of the beast or we choose to be homeless or jobless or penniless or without access to our bank accounts or being forced to take these vaccines, whatever that the case may be, whatever the most doom and gloom scenario may be, and worrying about who the Antichrist is, or really caring about who the president is, or who the prime minister is if you're in Canada. When those elections come around, vote and support the businesses that you want to support that are in line with your own morals. Vote with your dollars. Vote on the ballot. Look in your own backyard of your local politics if you want to make a change. But above all, get your household together. Get your life in order. Get your fitness and finances in order. Get your prayer life in order instead of endlessly consuming doomer content. You see, we make fun of the people for being woke, right? This whole leftist agenda that's solely meant to invert God's values in the family, meant to break down that whole unit that's held the fabric of our culture and world and society together for hundreds of years. But it's another thing to be awake and not do anything about it. You want to make fun of the woke people? Well, dude, you gotta really assess yourself. Do an honest spiritual and mental self-reflection and self-assessment. Are you letting this stuff get to you? Are you allowing it to handcuff your progress? Because if you are letting the very same they, them win the battle against you. It says in Ephesians, put on the full armor of God so we stand against the devil's schemes. Paul said that. And it's absolutely true because we live in a world, especially if we're in North America, these civilized free countries, where the war isn't against flesh and blood. The war is in the spiritual places. So equip yourself, pray, connect closer to God, get yourself in good physical shape so your mind, your spirit, your physical body are all running as they should be. And understand that there's much beauty to life. And by endlessly scrolling and consuming negativity and allowing it to poison your mind and your spirit and your body, effectively freezing you in place, is not doing anything for you. Take that knowledge, understand that there's great evil, but become a greater force of good in this world. Because I truly believe if enough men did that, this doom and gloom wouldn't exist. That's part of our walk, men. Get your home in order, get your life in order, stop consuming doomer content, step outside of the basement, go take a deep breath of fresh freaking air, take a walk out in nature, because life is a beautiful gift. So stop squandering it.